Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. We're with Apollo now in bed after the bombing. Phoenix takes up Solomon Starbuck's case as we now move to the Space Center to go and investigate at last. Finally, we get a chance to delve deeper into it. Though something or a certain thing that Solomon said makes me slightly curious at this point in time. The only way we're going to find out anything is by finding out stuff. So we move to the Cosmos Space Center. So their version of NASA is Gyaxa, is it? What does that stand for? Wow, I was wondering what kind of place this space center would be. It almost looks like an amusement park of the future. It does. Well, it seems to be open to that kind of thing. Yeah. Did you know they even let the public see their rockets up close? Oh, so check it out. Look at how brightly the Gyaxa even, logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. I really dig the stars and rocket motif it's got going. Gyaxa? Isn't that the new name of the Federal Space Research and Development Program? Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what is GYA supposed to stand for? Galaxy? If that were it, then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, I'd have abbreviated to Gyaxa or even Gaia. I guess so. Oh, I know. Maybe the person who came up with the name just really likes the letter Y. This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. Anyway, this place is more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction. Tourist attraction? Don't make me laugh. It's a monument to the human race. Who's this bloke person lady? Galactic scooter, full speed ahead! Okay, what the hell? Yikes! Who's this geezer and what's he want?
Look upon me and look well. Behold the great power of space science.
Pardon me, but you are?
My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center. The center of the cosmos.
Boss, that was pretty groan-inducing. If this person is a Space Center's director, then that means... Ah, so you were one of the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you? And who was the first to find the victim?
Actually, there were two of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candice Arm. That is correct. I was honored to be the very first man in all of space and time to discover the body. But let's talk of the incident. Are you by any chance the Space Police?
You can't tack the word space onto just any old thing, you know.
It's my Space Hoover.
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We're here to investigate his case. Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way.
Space lawyers! Ah, I see. Yes, I've heard about you. In that case, by my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Now go ahead, have at it.
I can already tell he's gonna be nothing but trouble.
Don't let him hear you say that, or you'll see what trouble really is. Space trouble!
Let's just be professional and ask him about when he found the body, okay? That's some heroic kind of music in the background, isn't it?
Heroic space music!
So as director, what do you do here at the Space Center, specifically?
Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in this country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going! For the sake of mankind!
I believe I used the word specifically in my question.
Attention all personnel! To your break stations! Prepare for break!
Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner.
That is exactly right, because I am an important man. My manner is important.
Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm. Well, there's bound to be some people like that here in the boundlessness of space.
What's that? You want to know what it is that makes me important specifically? Very well, I will tell you. I was the central figure of the Hat 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now go ahead. Have at it.
I might be more impressed if I knew what he did for it, specifically. Right, about the bombing then. Could you tell us what you know about the incidents from the other day?
I refuse.
What?
Explaining is a job for common folk, not the director of the center of the cosmos. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom.
What? So does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow?
That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind.
I'm not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about. Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Then let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. What is it? How great your space work is, obviously. Your beautiful space hat. The Hat one was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home.
I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant young folk like you. Very well. I will impart you the complete story of the Hat 1 project.
Thank you very much.
Hat 1's noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid. And Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Hat 1 reached its planned orbit, from where it launched the Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its long, lonely journey into the far reaches of space. Then, after a terrifying struggle, the Hat 1 returned safely to Earth. That struggle was when the incident known as the Hat 1 miracle occurred, right?
Oh,
That's not him.
it's her.
Correct, and it truly was a miracle. Of course, they just had to turn the ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth but a few days ago.
Oh, coincidence. So what kind of samples are they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we've had no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of other countries by several years!
That's quite impressive. I guess this guy isn't just a loudmouth braggart after all.
In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. That is the greatest achievement in the history of this space center. The public fell in love with space and all of its glorious potential.
A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big.
Our endeavors with the moon rock live on in our work with those asteroids sample. I want to bestow new hopes and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That is my mission as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos.
I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. I get what you mean there. It's like winning a new space race with every other country out there.
What? Bite your tongue. It's not for anything so base as money or politics. It's all for the brilliant future that awaits mankind, and all for my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it.
I guess even a space program has to watch its budget. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of thing, Athena. Huh? Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd better brush up for the case. Is that so?
Well, I will be on my way. As you can see, I am very busy and a very important man. Galactic Scooter! Fire up the main engine, max battle speed, and engage.
That thing is surprisingly fast. I guess we better get going too. You bet. Let's make it so. Haha, engage. Make it so. Oh, Phoenix. Anyway, we've now spoken to Yuri Cosmos. What relation could he have to the case? We don't know, as we now move inside to the boarding lounge. Where weird Diplodocus seahorses are?
Diplodocus cross seahorse.
You're saying that's an alien? A made-up fake alien? I don't know anymore. So this is where Mr. Terran was murdered. Yeah, this is the lounge. Let's see that diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the main building here on the right side, on the 3rd floor. Clay and Mr. Starbuck fled here from Launchpad 1 after the explosion.
You there! No minutes without express permission.
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We come to investigate.
Sorry, nobody gets in without permission. Not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me.
So Detective Fulbright is here, huh?
Yeah, he's in Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him, and then we'll talk.
Leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel out of Detective Fulbright. Let's see. What trick should I use on him today? I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. So, to get to the Launchpad 1 corridor, we just have to go through that door with the blue rocket on it, I think. Wait, that door? It looks awfully familiar.
It looks like I should use a missile on it to open it. Dum dum ba dum dum dum.
Good eye there, boss. This is the door Clay and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad.
Oh, that explains it.
The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. Now come on, let's go! So we shall. We're not even allowed to investigate at all. Let's get our clearance in Launchpad 1 corridor.
Hello, Robot Hoover. It is a space Hoover. What the hell?
Right. What is your name? Beady beady beady. What's going on, Buck?
So this is it, huh? This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape.
Yep, this is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. I see police tape down the other end. Yes, we wouldn't be looking at the launch pad. Well, it was a bomb site. After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. And the launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? Hey, I think that's him over there.
What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
He seems to be lost. That's funny. This corridor is a straight shot.
Huh? Ah, so you lawyer people! Welcome to the Space Center! Enjoying a relaxing day off, are you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing?
We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share? Boss, if he acts at all reluctant to give us information,
we hit him with the whatever shall we do act. I'm sure we'll fall for it.
got it?
Are we trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something? Would that work? That's why I'm really confused with the sentence. Important case, huh? Alright, I'll gladly share some with you.
Huh? What just happened?
Detectives and lawyers seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Just take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in a generous mood today.
I don't know. There's something weird about Detective Fulbright today. Well, we need information, so let's run with it. If you say so.
Aha, Detective Fulbright! What is up at the crime scene?
Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Oh, whatever shall we do?
That's an easy one. I'll let them know over there to let you in. Investigate your heart's content. Take a week if you need it, a month even. Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives a mean neck rub.
No. That's okay. But thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright is acting sickeningly sweet. This is kind of gross, actually. Do you think he hit his head or something?
Who knows?
Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. So what happened exactly, Fulbright? You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incidents, weren't you, Detective?
That's right! I was here on a security assignment.
The police are required to secure rocket launches now? I didn't know that.
Yes, well, you know us. To serve and protect. Ha 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 ha! The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation.
He's leaving out a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened?
Of course! A bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over in Launchpad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate to the shelter.
The shelter?
That's right! There's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. It's there for accidents and emergencies and the like.
So where were you when the first bomb went off?
I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. And the stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way.
Then wasn't it possible to get down to the basement shelter?
No! We lowered an emergency ladder from the 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around for any other survivors. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter.
Wow, what an ordeal! Climbing down an emergency ladder kind of sounds fun. Thank you for your answers, Detective. They were very helpful.
Just a moment. I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackwell, okay?
Wow, Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on a short leash too.
Well, never mind that. Ha ha! I thought you should know that there was a witness.
Oh? Could you tell us more about this witness?
Sure thing! The witness was a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window into the 3rd floor lounge.
So, she was looking into the crime scene from the outside?
That's right! It was just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw exactly yet, though.
You don't? But that's the most important thing of all.
Ha ha ha! Don't you worry! I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. She should still be somewhere here in the Space Center. You might even run into her.
A 4th floor employee, huh?
Alright, thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright.
Gee, you're sure being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative, even.
Yes, well, actually,
Something you can't talk about?
Yes, something like that. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way now.
What was that all about? Something's definitely going on. I'm gonna get it out of him the next time I see him.
Okay. I'm not so sure to talk about it, though.
Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge.
We've got your theme tune, have we here, Athena? Well, it's fine all the same. It's time for us to go back to the boarding lounge
and start the investigation proper, eh?
We have all the permission we need with an incredibly cooperative doctor. Mr. Detective, that's the one, Fulbright. Ah, you too. Detective Fulbright's granting you permission to investigate. He also said I should bring you some snacks or give you a net rub too if you like.
Oh, that's alright. But thank you for the offer.
Well, time to roll up our sleeves and start investigating. Now, let's see. Where's that diagram again? So this lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where he believes a third party killed his friend.
Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of this third person then.
You had my mind, Athena. We'll make that our first priority. There's just one problem, though. This room.
It's just so big. Don't worry. We can use this to help us.
A Space Center pamphlet? For tourists?
Yep, picked it up at the entrance. The maps inside should come in handy. Let's see. Yep, here it is. A map of the lounge. This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright. Oh yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock. Well, I guess this map will make things a little easier. Okay, so we got the Space Center pamphlet, which has been added to the court records. Something we'll need in the future then. Yeah, no more excuses. Let's track down the third person. Wait, there's just one more thing. What's that strange creature moving around outside the window? Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image. Oh yeah, I knew that. Phew, that's a relief. There should be a button somewhere in this room to turn the image on and off. Well, that's what it says in the pamphlet anyway. The only reason you're so eager to start is so you can push that button, isn't it? And what's wrong with that? Let's just look for the button while we're looking for cues. Sure, alright, fine. Let's get investigating. But look for cues instead of clues. Well, that's fine. Well, we can see the body. Or, you know, what was left of it. So this is where they discovered Clay. Yeah, he was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo. So he was stretched out like this, and... Huh? What's that thing that looks like a thermos? That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. He said that it contains asteroid samples. Oh right, Director Cosmos mentioned something about that too, didn't he? That they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat One launched. I wonder what they look like. Do you think they'll let us see? Let's think about that after we solve the case, okay? Right, should we look at the hologram next? At first glance, it looks like a peaceful landscape. But then there's that creature. Didn't the Hope probe go to some planet? Maybe this is what its surface looked like. I don't know. I think it would have made the news if they discovered a creature like that. It did make quite a bit of news though when the probe came back. Yeah, but the Hope probe didn't even go to a planet. It went to an asteroid. That's a big rock kind of thing. Even aliens can't live there. Alright, so we checked that out. We've got the G chair here. No matter how I look at it, all I can think of is a torture device. But I guess it's a training device for getting used to zero gravity. Uh-oh, Athena has an odd glint in her eye. Is she thinking about trying that thing out? I should try to stop her, but I'm afraid she'll just outmuscle me. Hey, Mr. Wright, look at that up there. Oh, some kind of fragment. It's stuck in tight. Oh, so that's what the glint was all about. That colour looks familiar. I think it's part of an oxygen tank. I think you're right. But if that's here, it means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. So, Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder must be wrong. This proves that both the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge. So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad. Haha! Way to go, Apollo! Are we going to take that as some kind of evidence? That seems important. A window. And it's right next to the holographic image too. I bet it's here to help people see the stark contrast between reality and virtual reality. Way off. It says emergency ventilation, you know, to clear smoke from a fire. See, it's pointing out the virtual insanity of reality. Yes, Jamiroquai. That's what it's doing. The door next, then. So it looks like there are 3 doors that lead in and out of this room. Well, let's check. Drum roll, please. Ta-da! The Space Center pamphlet. We're here at this place that says Boarding Lounge 1. Here are the 3 doors. Oh, let's call them lefty, righty, and downy. People usually say west, east, and south in a case like this, you know. Details, details. Anyway, take a look at the west door. That door with the rocket icon leads to Launchpad 1. I know because it says here on the map, Launchpad 1 corridor. I'm so good I can read a map. So that's where we were with the detective. It was filled with smoke after the explosion. Right. Next up, the right-hand side of the map, or east in your world. And that's the door with the satellite dish icon to signal communication, aka the control room. Yep, it definitely says control room. Looks like there's another door on the opposite side. They communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from there. So it's the center of the Space Center. The Space Center, if you will. Does everybody start to talk like Director Cosmos after they've been here for a while? But it seems that they built a new command center on the 6th floor. That's what they used for the Hat 2 mission, so this control room was empty at the time. I always want to see the inside of a mission control room, and since we're here, I'd love to do that too, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. They want to keep curious kids like you out. So the door is protected with fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through.
With that much security, I'm definitely not the one they're looking to keep out, Athena.
So apparently the lock is also hooked up to a backup generator in case of emergencies.
Okay, the door lock to the east can only be operated by the director. Backup power lets it function even when the power goes out. Which we know backup power was what the place was on at the time. Okay, what about that last door?
This lower door. Oh, excuse me. I mean, south door. It leads to the elevators. This is a door we came through when we entered this room, right? Yep. And of course, there was no fingerprint recognition device which open to anyone. But the elevators weren't working at the time due to the explosion. Well, that's about it for the 3 musketeers of the boarding lounge. Thanks. Understanding the layout of the lounge should help us understand the case. That's why I thought we'd better have a good grasp of where all the doors go.
And so, now we do. Though we have been rotated around the room a little bit more here. I wanted to check out next. Oh, is this the button?
Oh, there's some kind of panel with 2 buttons on it here. Just push it. That's the invariable principle of buttons. There are such things as buttons left unpushed, like bomb exploding buttons and rocket launching buttons. Hey, the giant holographic image disappeared. Yeah, though that side of the wall seems kind of barren without it now. Still, let's see if we can find anything new with the image off.
It was technically what we were going to find is we were going to be able to see this now. By the look of it to me.
That's some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there. According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, if it says. What? You spin the table, your chair spins too. Why would anybody want to have something like that here? It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. It says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body.
Can a person really call themselves an astronaut if they can't handle 0G? Yeah, well, there's a question, isn't it? It's a question.
Oh, I just saw something very interesting on the next bit. Oh, a mirror. How full of them to put one here?
Full?
So the ladies can fix their makeup. One's appearance is just as important in space as it is on Earth, you know. You never know when you're going to run into some other life form after all.
I doubt anybody who thinks like that would ever become an astronaut in the first place.
Now, what's that insignia on there? These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session. I wonder if they can change your voice. Testing, 1, 2, 3. No, oxygen. Huh? He didn't do a thing.
It's not helium, Athena. It's oxygen. Well done, Athena. So this one's open. I'm not necessarily seeing anything in there either. Nothing to do with the lights, nothing to do with here. Nothing more to click on from this angle at the time being. But we can look at the panel again now. With the holographic image off, the screen is completely black, which for some reason makes me think of losing an argument to Prosecutor Blackwell in court. But at least it's got my brain revved up. I come up with my best ideas at times like these. Alright, can we look at the tables from a different angle here? No. I mean, we can see that clearer now. That's the capsule itself, but by the look of it, we're rotating even more. Okay, this is the angle we haven't looked at yet. Oh! This must be the security camera that recorded the astronauts making their escape. Oh, let's commemorate this occasion with love and peace. If you're done now, should we move on? Second time a reference, I'm not even sure. Yeah, okay. But just one more for the road. Peace! Very mature. Ah, Baka Oji. Was that a reference to you? Alright, we can also zoom in on the door to check a little bit more.
I wonder what this big knob is for. It looks like the knob on a stove. Well, it's the same shape, but I think that's where the similarities end. I mean, it's behind a glass pane. What kind of stove would require knob security like this? Well, the knob is straight up and down. So if it was for a stove, the burner would be off. Right. If it was for a stove, still, I wonder what it's really for. Something turned on by a knob that's not a stove? How about a rocket engine? If you had to start the engine here, the rocket would take off before you could get in. And I guess all we can say for now is that it's a mystery knob. Enough about knobs. Talked about knobs enough. So this is the fingerprint recognition device. I guess you put your hand on this hand mark. Well, I guess when you could try. Now to line my hand up with the outline. Don't, Athena. This thing is related to the case. Get your prints all over that, and the next thing you know, you'll be named as suspect. Well, how can you be so cruel to a little girl like me? I'm not buying those tears, Missy. But there's still more to examine in this room. But unfortunately, the episode's duration has come to its end, so we started to examine, to investigate the Space Center itself. We've met a new character in Yuri Cosmos, but we haven't really gotten much more evidence added onto the list. After checking out this room, oh my god, what have I just spotted? We'll find out about it next time. What is this spider web? Or will I say, something that looks like a puncture wound. A bullet shot was in this room? Or something like that? We'll find out next time on Dual Destinies, as I find out the interesting thing and finally notice it right at the end. Bye-bye.